Hey guys, Professor Bill Comic Book University, Captain America issue number 9. Alright, this was a pretty fun comic book, man, and I mean, just Alex Ross. We're going to get into the action that actually happened in here once I find who made the book. There we go. So let's get into this. We got ta-Nehisi Coates and Adam Kubert, that's the writer and penciler / inker of Captain of Nothing, Part 3. Color artist Frank Martin, letters VC's Joe Caramagna. Alex Ross, as I may have mentioned, on the cover, and the variant cover, Pascal Ferry. Carlos Loud does the graphic design. And Jack Kirby with Joe Simon, created Captain America. So, we got this character in here called the Dryad. I don't know what she's doing, man. I don't know what's up with this. You remember how people were complaining about the way that some people draw women in comic books? Most pointedly, the way that Spider-Woman was depicted the one time, crawling down a wall, and like the butt is all like there's the butt, but her head is still turned and whatnot. And they try to recreate that with regular, normal human being women trying to, and it's like there's no way to do something like that, blah, 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 whatever. Well, anyway, I'm just saying that happens all around. I don't know what this is. I've been in the martial arts since I was 8 years old, dude. Like, to reiterate, 8 years old. I have no idea what the hell that maneuver is. I can't twist my body. Like, granted, I'm older now, and I got some extra insulation around the waist, but like, dude, what the hell is that maneuver? I don't even know what... I see this guy with blood all over the place laying on the ground, and I'm sitting there like, what hit him? Well, like, I see the staff, I see the hand, I see the foot, and it's like, what the hell was that? Like, it's the weirdest effing thing. You gotta find something you don't like about the comic book and talk about that, all right? Now, as far as the things I liked about the comic book, I like that there's a lot of women involved in trying to break out Captain America. Why? Because I'm anti-misogynistic? Well, yeah, actually, but more specifically, because these are characters... It's just weird that they're all women, but whatever. These are women who, in general, most of these women are not being used. Misty Knight's there. She's used often enough, but still not enough. And... Susan Storm is there. It only makes sense for Susan Storm to be there since she was a huge advocate of Captain America in the Civil War. Some people might be like, well, she didn't do that much. It's not the point. She turned against her husband. She turned against her family to go and help out the cause or what she believed in, and that happened to be Captain America's side. So I'd say that's a pretty big deal. Yeah, dude. This was weird seeing all these people together in this way, but whatever. They got the common goal of trying to break into the Myrmidon, that's the private prison owned by Baron von Strucker, and they're going to try and break them out. Meanwhile, the Dryad, I don't know who this person is, dude. Like, the Dryad, if I'm remembering correctly, Dryad died. She was an X-Man, all right? If this is the same one with the plant manipulation and all that stuff, she died. She's dead. I don't remember her coming back in the X-Men comic books. I remember her being dead. So maybe somebody saw something, you know, oh, no, she's back because such and that. Or maybe this is a completely different person because I've never seen her act like this either. She's got the kind of training that she could do some of this stuff with a little refinement. But, yeah, I didn't see any plant growth or anything like that. I don't know, it's a weird character. And she talks in the second person. So, excuse me, she talks in the third person, specifically. So, she's like The Rock in Marvel Comics. So, like, get your Rudy Poo candy ass away from me. The Rock says, take a tall glass of shut-up juice. I have no idea what this nut-so-crazy freaking character is doing. It's the weirdest freaking thing. You go and tell the Dryad. You go and tell the foreigner that the Dryad is coming. Okay, who's the Dryad? What should I look out for? Who are you? Like, I am the Dryad, and the Dryad says, okay, shut up, okay? How about this? You go and you have a conversation with yourself, go down to Rudy Poo Street on SmackDown Boulevard to the SmackDown Hotel, whatever the hell that is, all right? And go have yourself some pancakes. Just keep stirring. Because, like, what the frick, man? The weirdest thing in the world. Anyway, I digress. Captain America, who he's actually called the Captain of Nothing in here by one of the, not the Mandroid armors, that's the Guardsman armors. One of the people in the Guardsman armors in this private prison ran by von Strucker. And a riot starts because Thunderball, who's got to be Ta-Nehisi Coates' favorite character, because he used him in the previous Black Panther run, and he's using him now. With no explanation how he went from that look to this look, and everything that happened in between. But anyway, yeah, he's a part of the wrecking crew, and the wrecker gone. The remaining wrecking crew is there now. The Thunderball's like, okay, back me up, and the other guys aren't there to back him up, which that's kind of their modus operandi. You might say, well, he didn't give him a lot of information. When you've hung out with the same friends for as many years as these guys have hung out with, you know for a fact, you sneeze, somebody's there with a tissue. So they should know. They should understand. The only person who had his back was Captain America, because he saw he was being treated unjustly. And while justice should be blind, most people, including Daredevil, are not as adamant on ensuring that justice will be done than Captain America. So there's that. Von Strucker decides he's going to use that prison riot to the best of his ability, and he's going to use it to depopularize Captain America. Nothing is more effective to take away what Captain America is capable of than taking away from his popularity. And that should really be understood. While us who read comic books, who read the Marvel comic books, will say Spider-Man's the most popular character in the comic books. If you were actually a comic book character, if you were a regular Joe Blow in the comic book world, Captain America would be the most popular comic book character to you. Spider-Man wouldn't even be on the list. So, he's a menace, remember? Failed company, blah, 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 blah. We don't respect people with failed companies, like ultimate failure. Nah, this dude, he's not even on the freaking list. So, affecting Captain America by taking away his popularity, that's going to be a huge detriment to who he is. He's not the strongest character. He's not the fastest character. He's not the best of anything, really. But when he talks, people listen. And you take that away from him. You get people to try and shout him down because they just don't believe in him anymore. That will cripple him more than taking away his shield or anything else from him. So, and that popularity was hard won. So that's taken away a lot of years of work too, a lot of sacrifice. So, very effective strategy by Von Strucker. Now, one of the things I like the most about this comic book, and there's gonna be people like, oh, there's a political agenda. I don't know if there's an agenda. I don't think that word means what you think it means. It's more importantly, it's just an observation of the way that the world actually works. And it's worked like this for a very long time, man. A really long time. Lucan's wife is talking to a media mogul. Now, this mogul is bragging about how we've got Emmy Awards, whatever, Pulitzer Prize winners, and, integrity in journalism and all this nonsense there. I don't care if you're CNN and MSNBC, Fox News. I don't care what your media outlet is of choice. Do understand that all news media outlets, not just those three, all of them, they will do investigative reporting if they've even got an investigative reporting team at all. CNN's the only one that actually has an investigative reporting team anymore. And they suck. they mostly suck. They will not do even an investigation, God forbid, talk bad about you, if you are a paying customer putting advertisements out on their news sites. So think about what I just said. More than that, if you say something and your media giant or local news, whatever, says, hey man, we believe strongly that such and such and such, and you start making your statement, blah, 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 and there's a call to action to remove your advertisers, what happens? That person gets censored, taken off of TV, sometimes fully fired. There is an immediate apology. They recant everything that they were saying. It's all gone. It's all gone. So integrity in journalism? No. That's not free. That's not a free press right there. That's not the definition of a free press. That's capitalism. Hate me if you want, whatever. I got nothing wrong, nothing against direct capitalism in general. Unchecked, I do. But that right there, we do not have a free and fair media. We have a purchased media. That's the way it works. And Ta-Nehisi Coates is pointing that out blatantly. The idea that von Strucker, who got a pardon, can suddenly be in charge of a private prison. Why not? It's a free enterprise. That's the way it works. Judges have been caught sentencing people to private prisons for extended periods of time for the least of infractions. Why? Because they're paid to do so. They're on the board. They've got huge amounts of stock. You can look these up. This is not some conspiracy theory. It's a conspiracy, but it's not a theory. Proven fact. It's on the freaking media. You can find all this good stuff, you know? It's disgusting. It's not about Republican or Democrat because they're all corrupt, for crying out loud. It's only the latest thing where it's like, some Chinese spy tried to break into Mar-a-Lago, succeeded to get as close as the front desk, so got past some of the Secret Service. Mind you, their job is not to keep out spies. Their job is to protect the president. That's their job. We have other organizations that are supposed to try and stop the spillature of national secrets, but I don't see why that's even necessary in a place like Mar-a-Lago, where Trump openly puts out documents and freely talks with whoever he wants. People took pictures, selfies with the guy holding the football, the nuclear football suitcase. I mean, for crying out loud, there's no security there as far as hiding domestic secrets. Trump openly brags about stuff. And this is not a bash on Trump. Trump's an embarrassment, but he's no worse than any other president that we've had since Reagan. Not a single one of them. And prior to that, in many regards also, we've had terrible people in office for way too long. They suck. They all suck. You know, the idea that somebody actually tried to break in to spy on and put malware in Mar-a-Lago. Why? There's a membership fee. Any country and every country. You pay $200,000 and boom, you got a membership to Mar-a-Lago, and the president acknowledges, he openly, says, I'm headed down to Mar-a-Lago. You can go down there. It's like, oh, he's going down there. Hey, you got the hotel down there. Get in there and just listen, take selfies with them and do whatever, and just he'll have plans on and just selfies, but hold it up high so you can get just get all that stuff, man, because, it's free. That's how you infiltrate the White House today. But there's always been ways to infiltrate. It's a membership fee. I don't care if it's a dinner that one of the Clintons are holding where, like $100,000 a plate. That's pretty expensive plates. What if I want seconds? Yeah. It's nothing but bribery. But you can't call it bribery anymore because it's legalized. And the word bribery entails the idea of illegality. And it's not illegal to do these things anymore because, yeah. We live in a hell of a freaking world, man. And all of this stuff is just being satirized, as far as I'm concerned, in this comic book. That's all it is. And I'm glad somebody's actually commenting on it. A lot of people saying, I don't want your politics in my comic books. I don't see enough politics in my comic books because comic books are supposed to represent the modern world that we live in, for crying out loud. The Secret Empire? Which one? You mean the original one back in the day where they exposed that Nixon was actually a foreign agent? Oh, way back in the day, they actually did a thing like that. Yeah, because politics have always been in comic books, bruh. They've always been in politics. You don't like Ta-Nehisi Coates? I don't care. I'm pretty sure that he's not going to lose any sleep over it. But you read this stuff, this is current events. That's what's happening here. This comic book is just current events. You just don't like the messenger. Anyway, for the rest of us who can just enjoy a good comic book and that's it, I enjoyed the hell out of this. Another thing that I didn't like too much is the idea like, they're going to try and break out Captain America, but what if he doesn't want to escape? Bruh, hate to tell you this, but if you thought that Captain America wanted to escape from this prison, you're nuts. You're nuts. By the way, if you wanted to get a message into him or something like that, just contact Deadpool, because Duh, he's already done it. Anyway, guys, Professor Bill, Comic Book University, class dismissed.